Hey friends, it is Thursday, October 19th. Bad news is you're not in class. The good news is you know where to go to find out what you missed. We're still looking at 2.2.3, how can I add signed numbers? Today starts with a fast bridge warm-up. We're going to do that about 6, 7, 8 minutes, depending on how things going, how long it takes us to get started. And from there, we're going to go to win a row. So our learning targets for today is we will use a new model to develop further understanding of adding integers. And our success criteria, can you use the integer tiles? And we use disks, right? We used the yellow and the red, and we said the yellow was positive and the red was negative. And then the next question is, can you see how integer tiles, or in our case, disks, are similar to Cecil's tightrope? So we're going to go from the fast bridge warm-up to the win a row. And that's the game that we modeled yesterday, and that's the game that you're going to play with your friends today. And remember, win a row. Hey, we got a kitty back there. That's Sam. So we talked about Sam is the mom cat, and Sam is the cat that Sydney brought home on a Saturday. And then that same day, she had 3 little boys, Harry, Juan, and Linty, and we have all of the boys still. And now Sam is playing in a Aldi's bag. Okay, so win a row was in our ebook. So let's get to our ebook, and we're going into the 7th grade, or course 2. And we're going into chapter 2. What did I say that was? 2.2.3. There we go. So let's go 2. You can see it over here, 2.2.3. And then from there, we want to go to win a row. So here's the game. And remember, this game you play with a friend, and one person adds, and then another person, and then another person, and then another, right? You just keep going that way. However you want to do it. And at the end, we have to add up all of the rows and all of the columns. So if the row finishes, I'm just throwing numbers in there. If the row finishes with a positive value, yellow wins. And if the row finishes with a negative value, red wins. Okay, so if I looked at this one right here, those cancel out, so that one is -2. Red wins that row. This one, 8 plus 6 is 14, 17 minus 2 is 15. That's a yellow win. We have 7 subtract 4 is 3, subtract 1 more is 2, plus 2. Wait a minute. 7, plus 2 is a 4, so that's a yellow win. And over here we've got 8, subtract 7 is 15, subtract 6 more is -21, plus 4 is a 17, so that's a yellow win. Okay? Then we do the same with the columns, and then we determine who's the winner of that round. Then you find somebody new to play with. Now remember, if it's a tie, the diagonal, top to bottom, left to right, is the tiebreaker. If it's still a tie, the diagonal, top to bottom, right to left, is the second tiebreaker. If it's still tied, then it's a tie. So we are going to play that for a while, win a row, and then we're going to go to 258 and then 259 in your ebook. 258 says, for each expression below, use your tiles. So you can use disks for this one, or you can try the student tools. And for the student tools, what we want to do is go down here to the pluses and minuses. So for this one up here, we could go 8 negatives, and I'm going to go Control C, Control V, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, did I get 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I got 8. So I got 8 negatives and now 2 positives. So what does that equal? Well, one thing we're talking about is when you have a positive and a negative, that makes a 0 pair. So I can get rid of those 2. And what do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 negatives, or -6. Does that make sense? All right, so you can use these pluses and minuses. You can also use the yellow and red discs. Next, 59. 59 looks like this. Think about the problems you've worked with involving positive and negative numbers. How would you find the answer to negative 200 plus 14? And without your calculator, find the sum. Explain your reasoning to your teammates and be prepared to discuss your strategy. So if you're understanding the number line, if you're understanding the plus and negative integer, and if you're understanding the yellow and red discs, how would you figure out negative 200 plus 14? Next. We're going into some homework 62 through 65, and we're going to do this with cups in classroom. So any one that you get, as long as you guys are working, we're going to have one colored cup, and then if you have any problems, you're going to go to a different colored cup, and then if you need to get things checked off, then you go to a third colored cup. So I can kind of just float around and see what people need. Okay? Next. Well, let's see what those problems look like, right? 62. Right here. Sketch all of these. You can use discs. You can use a number line. You can use the tiles. The interesting thing in this one is they add absolute value. And remember, when you have absolute value, the number inside, we don't care if it's a negative or positive. We only care how far is it from 0. So when we say negative 5, the absolute value of negative 5 is just simply 5. That's it. Or if we look at this, negative 2 plus 3 negatives, that's negative 5, but its absolute value is just 5. Okay? 63, what happens if Cecil goes any number of feet in one direction and goes back the same number of feet in the other direction? Where does he end up? How do you know? That sounds obvious, doesn't it? John has a bag of marbles that contain 12 red, 20 green, and 17 blue. If John pulls out one marble, what is the probability that it will not be red? What is the probability that he will draw a purple marble? That is the probability of purple. 65, what are the missing lengths? I see this, it goes jump, 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 20. How big is each jump? And then they want to know how far is this. This one goes jump, 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 jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 jumps make 60. So how far is it from here to here? Last problem in your homework. On Saturday, Stella worked for 2 hours helping her mother around the house. She spent 1/3 of her time doing laundry. She spent 1/4 of her time cleaning and the rest of the time working in the yard. How much of her time was spent in the yard? Show all of your work. Use a diagram if it helps. If you need homework help, please give yourself a hint. Oh, look how they're doing it. What are they going to break their triangle into? Or their rectangle? I see what they're doing. The homework help has helped me. All right, sound good? Next, if we get done with this, we're going to go to 2.2.4. Can I show it another way? And that is up here, 2.2.4. And this is, we're going to introduce this. And they say multiplication is repeated addition. In previous lessons, you created expressions to help Cecil cross a tightrope. For example, when the tightrope was 16 feet long, you could have written the expression 7 plus 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 7, right? Plus negative 5 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 plus negative 5. And when a calculation involves adding the same number over and over, as this one does, is there a shorter way to write this expression? And today that's what we're going to talk about as we write and simplify expressions. So we're going to look at 267 in your groups. And that one says, Cecil, the tightrope walker, introduced in problem 2.31, still needs your help. He wants to cross a rope that is 6 feet long using only the lengths of 5 and 8. Find at least 2 ways that Cecil can move to reach the end of the rope at the ladder. For each solution, draw a diagram, write an expression. Okay? And we'll probably end right about there. And then our closure question is, what are 0 pairs? What are 0 pairs? And that's where we're closing for today. I hope that you are well. I hope we see you tomorrow. We always miss you when you're not here. And I hope you are having a beautiful Thursday. All right. We will see you later. All right.